Hey everybody, welcome. My name is JoJo if you are new stopping by here. And this channel, I will share with you all our family's journey to financial freedom. If that's something that you're interested in following along with, then please consider subscribing. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I forecast my paychecks. We're starting our paycheck 1 for the month of March. I always forecast a week before the money's expected to be deposited, just so that every dollar has a job before money starts flowing in and out of my account. I'm here in this happy planner that I have put together with all of my little homemade sheets. We're just going to flip here to March, and the calendar view is where I start. Here we can see that we're going to be getting paid on, or paycheck 1 is going to be on March 12th. And I also, in this notes section, just put down any sort of like birthdays, events that will be happening, kind of where we maybe are going to be spending more money or needing to use sinking funds or different parts of our budget based on what's happening for that month. There's also Easter that's happening, so I'm going to need to start purchasing Easter baskets, or things to put into those. But as you can see, spring break for my kids is going to be from the 15th to the 26th, and Easter is pretty early in the month of April this year. I want to be in the stores, be able to find things before they're all picked over. So I want to get things sneaky, of course, because I have little ones as well. As a teenager, I mean, he just kind of goes with the flow, you know. He's a good sport for the little kids, but he gets pretty good, because when you have little siblings, you kind of get to have the magic of those holidays for a bit longer. But I'm gonna need to next week start actually purchasing things for my Easter baskets, because Thursdays is the day that I don't have any kids with me. But my next 2 Thursdays, the 18th and 25th, they're going to be tied up, and then that leaves me April 1st to be able to actually start putting the Easter baskets together before Easter happens. So I'll have all my goodies by April 1st. So that is, I use a holiday sinking fund to purchase goodies, and then spring break, you'll see when I plug in my variable expenses, I'm going to bump up our eating out and entertainment fund, because we're going to be doing lots of stuff. The kids will be home, and we want to do some fun things together as a family. And then I do also have a birthday on the 27th. That is actually my husband's birthday. So just kind of what I budget for him. But that is kind of how I set up my monthly view. I do this, I've already set up for April as well. I like to set up my monthly spread a month ahead of time, just so that I know it's coming. And then I forecast a week before paychecks are deposited. So what I do is just put in all of my bills in check boxes, and then when income's on here. I don't track my variable expenses on here. I have a transaction log for that. I felt like it just got a little too cluttered for me, but I do follow the Paycheck, or the Budget Mom's motto, or what she teaches, of assigning a color with whatever your money is coming in, or your paychecks, to the expenses it's covering, and color coordinating that. So I'm just gonna highlight everything from the 12th until the 25th, when paycheck 2 is deposited, which is on the 26th. That takes care of the calendar view setup. Now what we'll do is move into the paycheck budget sheet that I've created to start putting in our budgeted amounts for the money we're expecting to come in. Okay, so here we are at the paycheck budget sheet. And there are multiple tables on here. This sheet is my one-stop shop for my budget, where all of the information is compiled in one central location. It makes it really easy for me to check in on my budget at this one document. So what I'm going to say is this is for paycheck number 1. The dates of the expenses it's going to cover will be from March 12th until March 25th. We are expecting, we have 3 different incomes that will be coming in for this paycheck. Income 1, I expect it to be deposited on the 11th, and I estimate it at $28.70. Income 2, I expect it to be deposited on the 12th, and I estimate it at $1,000. Income 3, I expect that to be deposited on the 17th, and that I estimate at $915. This is paycheck 1. I zero out paycheck 2, and all of that money or cash flow gets thrown at debt. So I'm not expecting any rollover, but we do leave a spot open for extra money through Ibotta or anything I sell on Facebook Marketplace, any sales on my Etsy shop, because all of the sheets you guys see me use in my budget videos are available on my Etsy shop, which is linked in the description box below. But I always leave this open. Now what we'll do is add together our expected income, $38.70 plus $915. We are expecting to have $4,785 to distribute amongst our expenses. Next is fixed expenses, pulling in those check boxes that were on that calendar view I started with, and all of their expected amounts. All of these total $1,768.62. Next is our groceries. We are a family of 5. We have various pets, and then we own a home, and we have 2 vehicles that we commute and taxi kids around in. For groceries, I budget $400. Eating out and entertainment. I normally budget $100 for this, you guys, but this paycheck is going to be covering 2 weeks worth of a spring break vacation with my kids. We are planning on going skiing and snowboarding, and then we'll also probably be going to a trampoline park or bowling or out to dinner, all of those different kinds of things. So I am bumping this bad boy up to $500. I just want to overestimate, and if we don't use all of that, that's great. It'll just be rolled over into paycheck number 2, but we want to have a lot of fun on spring break. We are on a debt-free journey, but we are definitely not gazelle intense. We still eat out. We still go do fun things as a family and vacations, things like that. Household and pets, that is going to stay at $125. Gas will stay at $150. My husband and I each get $80. Our kids, we budget $20, and this covers allowances, if they do extra chores, if they do really well on their on school, that sort of thing, going out with friends, snacks at the gas station, all of that. So what I normally budget is $995 if this were to be $100. I bumped it up by $400, y'all. So we are going to add $400. That makes my variable expenses $1395. Okay. Next is sinking funds. This is where I track any transactions, whether it's deposits or money spent within my various sinking fund categories. I'll leave a link to my February sinking fund closeout video if you want to see more about how these sheets are used. But I just track those transactions during my weekly check-ins, and since this is paycheck number 1, I just say it's for week 1 and week 2 each table. Down here at the bottom is my debt table. There's not really much to fill out here because we are going to be closing out paycheck 2 next week, and this is paycheck 2. And using this money, this cash flow, and some extra money that I had come in to pay down this HELOC, which is also known as my student loan, because we are following a velocity banking strategy to pay this bad boy off. But we will have updated numbers next week to plug in for our beginning for paycheck 1. Now what we'll do is figure out how much money we are expecting to roll over into Paycheck 2, because how we do our paycheck by paycheck zero-based budget is we roll all of the money from Paycheck 1 into Paycheck 2, and then we zero out Paycheck 2, and that money gets thrown at debt. So $47.85 minus $1768.62 minus the whopping $13.95. Okay, so that leaves us with $1621.38 to roll over into paycheck number 2. All right, that is going to wrap up this paycheck budget forecast video. We know where the money's going. We know we're going to be spending lots here, so stay tuned for the weekly check-ins for this paycheck to see all of the shenanigans we are up to over spring break. But I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you back here next Friday when I do my week 4 check-in for paycheck number 2, and that is my favorite weekly check-in to do because that's when I get to pay off debt. Also my favorite videos to watch. So I will see you guys next week for that. Bye everybody.